Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name's Preston. I'm here with Sam. Say hello.
How do you guys feel about the intro song? Like, we've had it for years, right? Like, it's just been the one that we've kind of stuck with. Like, what do we think in the comments? Does it need to change? Does it? I think it's the right one. I don't think we should ever change.
Never change anything because we're always going to be playing this leader at this point,
Woo! I'm
or
in
at
for
least
that.
this archetype. I'm excited for this set. This is the set 6 black color review. You saw the thumbnail. Thank you for clicking on it. Um, we are super excited about this one. We talked about it probably longer than this video is going to be,
Yeah.
just off cam when we are prepping. We're super excited for it. I think that's going to come through in the next like 8 minutes as well. So sit back and enjoy this one. Yeah, we're
No.
excited about it.
I'm gonna clear up. I don't know if it's gonna be like incredibly meta impacting. I don't know if we have enough muscle here. That's probably my biggest worry. But I can promise you, this is probably going to be the most fun you have playing One Piece is playing this Moria archetype. I think. Get to the bottom of Moria, you're gonna discard everything and then play stuff from the trash. And when we covered the purple video, that was something that we loved talking about, is being able to interact with all parts of the game. And Moria slash Perona lets you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super exciting to see the game evolve this way. And I was like, we were pretty excited about purple. I'm even more excited about this.
Yeah.
I love the characters. I love this arc. It's super exciting to see which characters they decided to like show off in this like first iteration of Thriller Bark. I'm assuming just like every color, we'll get a couple cards here and there for the rest of the forever.
Yeah.
Um, but getting like a really cute Cerberus, getting a Nupi, and all of these characters like it's just such a weird ragtag, literally stitched up people. Like such a cool arc, and they did them justice with this archetype.
Yeah, I think the blood and like life of the deck is going to be in a Nupe. When introduced, when KO'd, if your leader is Thriller Bark, draw 2, discard 2. This is a easy mechanic to move your deck through. It's your main source of drawing and seeing new cards as well. And it fuels the engine, you know. And when you're bringing stuff back, which is what a lot of things do, the Moria attacked on -1, attack with 1 attached 2 brings back 4 or less from the trash. And most of the time, I think this Anupe is going to be your target. Hogback's another key component into the archetype. You can return 2 cards from the bottom from your trash to the bottom of the deck, and you add anything Thriller Bark that's not Hogback back to your hand. And from the combos I've seen, most of the time it's going to be your Anupes.
I mean, just being able to see more cards,
Yeah.
draw two is huge.
Yep.
Um, I think most of the time we have a big draw card, we talk about it, and
Yeah.
that is this character for this set.
Mm-hmm.
And it just this set feels like it just was made so well. It's one of the sets that I feel like this color was made well. The Prona should have had restrictions in its effect. Anytime this can be played in anything is what I'm trying to say is when on play, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, choose one of the following effects: discard a card from the hand or do a minus. Um, Discarding is one of the rudest things you can do to your opponent. Discarding from their hand, take a resource. It's random. You could be hitting their big drops that they're waiting to play on you. You could be hitting their combo. I think it's very underutilized because we have a couple other cards like Show that does this as well. And I think this one's going to get a lot more play than those because of the cost requirement only being 4. And it's Perona. People love Perona, so I can see it being played just because of the
And
character.
she's a 2K.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's so good. It's so
Very,
good.
very worthy of her SR role. 100%. Excellent
100%.
card. Yeah, and then we got this event card that does it as well. Every other card game I've played that has some type of hand touch always sees restrictions. Like, there are cards that we don't allow ourselves to be able to play often. They're good cards. They really throw off the flow of your opponent, which is a really undervalued mechanic in at least this TCG so far. So I hope to see it go further. The deck revolves around sending things to the trash and utilizing that as resources. Cinderi throws 5-year top to the trash. This, I do not think this is his name, but we're going to call him Masi. Every 5 in your trash, this character gets 1,000 power with the requirement of 2 Dawn. This guy hits hard from a 2-drop position. Very valuable. And this Ors, which is hilarious, you have to KO something to attack, basically. That's amazing. He's a huge 4-drop. There's a lot of fun things here, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Huge 4-drop, and it just enables the deck because you've already got your on play for a Nupe. You can KO it and get his effect again, and then set him up to be played again. It's just a very rude cycle to. At a certain point, you're not going to need to do this, and you're going to get to a point where you go, uh-oh, the top end is what? Gecko Moria is a good card.
Yeah.
But you need more than one card. So when looking at black, you could probably stretch to Dressrosa.
Yep.
Has a lot of stuff that deals with effects in the trash, or benefits from there being cards in the trash.
Yep.
With the Luffy and the Luffy event. But that's something to worry about. There's a weird gap in cost where I think you said between 4 and 8. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So you have to pull in other archetypes to fill out that space, or you just double down on your lower cost, and there's a diminishing return at that point. Which, when you look at Perona, you get to branch out into green.
Yep.
Fill that space with some green cards, maybe.
Yeah, I think between the 2 leaders, I think Moria is definitely more flashy. When I see things on Twitter, I think this was probably one of the leaders that I saw the most on Twitter pre-launch. You just have a massive amount of combos. It's one of the few cards that you're able to pull your hog back from, and if you're able to pull a hog back into your hand or back into play, your combo just resets and you're able to do a lot of crazy things. And that's very good. And I think Dressrosa is an excellent complement to this archetype. You're absolutely right. My big fear was decking out, but you have a lot of cards that send stuff back to the bottom, and it fills out that middle role. You're able to play things like that Luffy or my favorite, the Sabo. So you have a lot of things you can do. And this Moria, you're able to pull a 4-drop and a 2-drop. These aren't title restricted. It doesn't say Thriller Bark, least that we've seen anywhere. So you can pull other 4-drops. Maybe an Admiral, maybe something like that, because there's synergy here with the Admirals as well. And you're absolutely right. Green is a great utility card. Throw in some of those 10-drop Dofis. You have, options here with these leaders. I think Perona is the one that's going to be the one that's a little more meta relevant. Maybe not right away. But I think Perona gives you just more options. She doesn't require you to attack. It's just a lot of good value. A minusing 4 onto rest. That's from a leader effect that you can just do on turn 1. You're just killing all their weenies. You're not really letting them establish, and this combos really well with the Ryuma that we saw in the green set. It gives you a free kill, basically. A lot of tools, a lot of fun here. I think this is going to be a deck that we're going to see a lot in locals at the bare minimum.
Yeah, and I was just looking at set 5, and we haven't mentioned the 4-cost Rebecca.
The Rebecca,
Yeah, it's dumb. That card could see itself restricted because of the Thriller Bark stuff. Just gives you way too much control over your board state.
Absolutely.
Like I said at the beginning, this is a very exciting set for Black, and we're so excited to see it. So I can't wait to play it. It's going to be so fun.
At the bare minimum, it's going to be a lot of fun to play. But again, let us know in the comments down below. What do we think about Thriller Bark? Am I wrong? Is it going to be an incredibly meta impactful deck? Are we going to see some Sakazukis versus Perona in the final soon? Let us know in the comments. That's pretty funny, actually. I would love to see that.
I would love to see that.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you soon for the next color. I think it's magenta. Guess we'll see in the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I wonder where magenta came from. That was the most random color I could think of.
I was going to say, you do know that it's yellow, right?
Maybe I'm colorblind. You ever think that? I don't know if color.
Oh god. Cancel me. I'm sorry.
How rude of you to assume my eye color options.